Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Straws.
Two Straws!
This is Angela Hill. I'm Jessica Penny, and this time we will be covering UFC 225, Whitaker versus Romero, part dos.
Dos, featuring Dos Anjos.
See what we did there?
In honor of UFC 225 and, Two Straws is trying to get more fans, get more followers, we decided to take note from the man himself, Colby Covington. Because who best to look to than the guy who talked himself into an interim title shot? What we tell you beta male cucks on the last episode of Two Straws?
We like our men like we like the ABV on our beer.
7.5 and over. It's Kween Kill in the Czar of Leotards. Just a typical day. We over here about to have an awkward interaction with some hot broskies.
We totally didn't pay them to be here. Hey, fellas. Two Straws is the fastest growing YouTube channel on the planet with over 950 subs.
Yeah, because no one wants to watch that Nancy boy Ariel Helwani jerk to a bunch of TNT sports clips.
So listen, all you pimple-faced from a virgin. You better watch Two Straws, a show with big American balls, no flaws, dropping jaws.
Time for you nerds to make like a treat. Get out of here. Smell you later, dweebs. Ah! Call the police. Nerd Bash 2018 because no one likes anime.
Except for you. In the Strawweight division, we have Carla Esparza versus Claudia Gadelha. This is like the trilogy that never happened.
Oh, shit.
They were supposed to fight each other 2 times already in Invicta, and now it is finally happening in the UFC.
The fight that no one was asking for.
But now we're getting.
Yay! So what's the over-under that Carla's going to make that blank face that she always does?
The signature Carla Esparza pre-fight face?
Yeah, the emoticon with
high
the
90s.
Lines. I'm going to say 100% chance. It's totally that face you make when the weed kicks in.
It's the face you make when you're watching all of your teammates eat your cookies while you're cutting weight.
I am Cookie Monster. It's the face I make when Jess starts telling me about horses.
Tracy's amazing. Okay.
She seems pretty cool. Okay.
When they don't have the right color ribbons for your hair.
When Felice doesn't like your selfie. When they only have oat milk cookies at the bakery.
The face you make when you have no personality, so you have to substitute it with a children's character.
Oh! Yo, this is like another girl that Carla's had beef with that she's fighting. Like, it's insane. She always has beef with the people she's fighting. I wouldn't put it past her if she called New York State Athletic Commission in like a Cookie Monster voice or something. It was like, hello, this is Cookie Monster. I hear that Aguilar has herpes from too many cookies. So get on that. Goodbye.
What my eloquent friend Angela Hill is referring to is this previous weekend in New York, the New York State Athletic Commission put a kibosh to the Aguilar fight because, quote unquote, she had chapped lips.
Chapped the lips.
Chapped lips.
Don't forget your cocoa butter, ladies. Cocoa butter, Vaseline, chapstick, dental dam. Whatever you need to do, keep that shit moist.
Inappropriate. So in this very anticipated strawweight matchup, we have Carla, who is going to be pushing for that takedown as she always does. And we have a very physically strong, imposing Gadelha, who is also a grappler and also goes for the takedown. And I think has much sharper striking, and I'm kind of leaning towards Gadelha on this one.
Yeah, me too. I think, like you said earlier, the only thing that Carla would have over her is her cardio. She can push the pace for a lot longer than Gadelha has in the past. And the only time we've really seen her gas out hard is in the Andrade fight. Yeah, I mean, this is a tough match for Carla. I think I'm leaning towards Gadelha too.
And we have to note that Gadelha has also made the move from Brazil to Albuquerque, and now she's at Las Vegas and training at the PI Center. So I think that we're going to see the best version of Claudia Gadelha that we've seen yet. She has, her diet, her cardio, everything is on point, and she's probably not overtraining like she usually does. So I'm very intrigued to see this updated version of her.
Let's go, ladies. Third time's a charm.
Strawweight's gonna straw. Alex Chambers. And in the featherweight division, we have Holly Holm versus Megan Anderson. Is it Megan or Megan?
I don't know. Because she did an interview and she said, "Hi, I'm Megan Anderson." Maybe she was trying to Yankee herself up, like, appeal to the American fans.
I think it sounds better with Megan. Either way, I need consistency in my life, so we're just going to say Megan.
Get it straight, sister. Figure out your name. Megan Anderson's, I think, most impressive win was against Amber Leibrock. She was only, Leibrock was only 1-0 at the time, but she gave her a really tough fight. She put her on Bambi legs. Like, she really gave it to her in the first round. And then Megan was able to come back from adversity and fight back and get to TKO. So I feel like that was her strongest win up to date. But since then, she hasn't had that stiff competition. Like, everyone's been just a little under her level. And with Holly Holm, she's having this huge step up. Like, Holly has been in so many wars and has fought so many, like, you know, just skilled strikers, and she's just a very smart fighter in herself.
Well, either way, it'll be definitely a huge step up in competition for Megan Anderson. It'll be kind of her coming out party to let us see what she's all about. She's been an Invicta. She's a former Invicta champion at featherweight, and she's looking to come in and upset Holmes, who is definitely got the pedigree in this division. She is a former boxing, kickboxing, UFC world champion. And she does come from Jackson's, who is known for the very strategic, a little snooze-worthy, but very strategic winning.
Oh, they're still fighting?
Yeah. Yeah. They win fights. It may not be really exciting, but they win.
They win. That's all that matters. The last time Megan got a big step up like that was when she faced Cindy Dandois, and she ended up getting subbed in the second round. This is a good fight for Holm to take a whack at the ground game. Either way, it's most likely going to be a stand-up striking match, and I have Holm taking the win.
Either way, the winner gets to be Cyborg's next snack. And our co-main event, we have RDA taking on Colby Covington for the interim welterweight championship.
Ooh, way to talk your way into this one, buddy. He's going to bash on a nerd. Unfortunately, that's
RDA
not Dos Anjos.
no He's actually one of the jocks that you don't want to mess with.
Yeah.
RDA is extremely impressive. This guy, I used to train alongside of him at King's MMA when I was up in Orange County. He is an extremely hard worker. He has cardio that does not quit. I mean, he's fought 5-minute rounds without even a glitch in his cardio. There is no stopping this guy. He's great in the Muay Thai clinch. He's great with his pressure. He is southpaw and has a very deadly kick that puts people down. And he's taking on primarily a grappler, and I see this being not a good night for Mr. Nerdbash.
RDA has too many weapons. He's come up in weight, and he's just looked phenomenal at that weight. Like, he has more energy. He is more explosive. He's just, like, good all around. I just can't see Colby being able to handle his striking, his pressure, and the fact that he mixes it up. Like, he's able to go from Muay Thai style to wrestling and right back. Like, he's able to blend it flawlessly. Covington's best attribute is that he's a wrestle fucker. He has a lot of pressure, and he's relentless. So it kind of makes sense that he has porn stars in his training camp, because they're used to being in that position where you're being held down, you're being laid on top of, and just getting hammered away on with no finish.
That makes me kind of sad.
Don't cry for her. She chose that life. You know, there's a lot of things that Colby does that leaves him open to just getting beat up. He leans forward. He kind of moves in a straight line forward and back. And all of those things are just leaving him totally open for RDA to, like, kick him in the body, kick him in that lead leg, hit him with calf kicks to really slow down his forward pressure and just time those knockout shots. So, yeah, I think that RDA is going to get the knockout.
Well, there are 5 rounds in this match to let us see what these guys have, and I'm very excited to see it. Either way, we get to see Colby Covington get punched in the face a few times and just kind of like, thank you.
Bash that nerd, RDA. So he calls himself King Chaos, but he's really the king of hover hands.
I'm too shy to touch somebody, so I just hover my hand over them.
Isn't it cute when people do that, though? Like, when fans come up to you and do like, hey, like that guy.
And in the main event, we have the rematch between Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero.
Big Wilson. You know who I want to see in the corner?
Who?
Gay Jesus. I really
He's
hope he
always
comes back.
in Romero's corner.
Yeah, I hope he's there this time. Like, I don't know if he switched camps, but
He's there in spirit.
yes, he's always there in spirit.
Always.
Look at like the way he scratches his back, and he does
like Baloo the bear.
he does that
scratched on a
sexy
tree.
he does that sexy cage hump, and I mean, look at poor Rocco. He's kind of trapped. Trapped.
He didn't ask for this, but he has it.
You've been blessed. Gay Jesus is the best thing since Black Santa. He's awesome.
So this is the rematch. In the first fight, we had Whittaker kind of gaining ground in the 4th, 5th round and eventually taking the win over Yoel Romero. Romero came at him hard with takedowns, takedown attempts, and does this terrible like to the knee thing that
so
ended
great.
up busting Whittaker's knee in the first round, which is even more impressive that Whittaker kept moving. He was so light on his feet. You didn't even know that he completely blown out his knee, and he's actually had a really long layoff because of that. Thanks, Romero.
Thanks.
That was awesome of you.
Kudos to him for working through that and grinding out that win. He was able to show his cardio, his level of cardio, his level of grit. And, you know, towards the later rounds, he was really hiding his punches well. He would hide his right hand behind the jab, and he'd jump in and land it really hard, or he'd hide his kicks with like a right hand, or he'd just like really set things up in a way that you usually only see the lighter weight classes setting things up. So watching him strike is really impressive. You know, I'm going for Whittaker again. I think he has what it takes to shut Romero down.
I definitely think Whittaker is the more well-rounded, refined fighter. While Yoel Romero is extremely explosive and aggressive for that takedown, it was really impressive how in the first fight between them, Whittaker had such impressive takedown. I don't think he really gave up many takedowns. If he did, he bounced right back up. He's great with his in and out movement. He's great with lateral movement. I love how he leans forward and kind of gives you a different gauge on that distance and then pulls back at the last second. So you're just missing. It's a matter of inches, but he's making a miss and he's making him pay. So I'm really excited about this fight. Both men always bring it. Hopefully Yoel Romero works on his cardio just a little bit because he tends to fade a little bit. He has a very strong muscular frame, and that tends to eat up a lot of oxygen. So
yeah, it's also like how aggressive he is too. Like, he's definitely one of those strong starters. Like, he tries to be ahead of everyone, so in the last round he can coast a bit.
And we'd like to just take a moment and give a shout out to our teammate and good friend Phil, Mr. Wonderful Davis, on his spectacular win in London this past weekend at Bellator.
Yeah, he showed up to London. He went up to Lyndon Vassell, knocked him out, and said, "Is this your king?" It's from Black Panther.
Okay, I didn't get it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Thanks
Good
for
job,
clarifying
Phil.
that. Good job. Thank you again for joining us for another episode of Two Straws. This is Angela Hill. I am Jessica Penny. And don't forget to tune in June 9th in Chicaago, Illinois for UFC 225.
Spoiler alert. They're going to be eating pizza.
Spoiler alert, Mufasa's dad dies.
Oh! Spoiler alert. Darth Vader is Luke's father.
Spoiler alert, Bruce Willis is dead the whole time.
No way!
Yeah, dude.
Spoiler alert. It's a head in the box.
Spoiler alert, pro wrestling is fake.
It's real to me. Spoiler alert. He was Tyler Durden the whole time.